Hello friends, welcome back to my video series on analysis of determinate structures. In this session of videos, we have already started with the energy methods and energy principles. We have seen totally the basic conceptual understanding of energy methods and energy principles, virtual work principle and Castigliano's theorem in my previous videos. And I also solved one example on finding the deflection at a point for a truss using virtual work principle. Now I will take up another example on the trusses using virtual work principle, how to find deflection at a point. Now let us see this numerical example. Now here we have to determine the vertical displacement at joint A. Each bar is made up of a steel and has a cross-sectional area of 600 millimeter square. Take Young's modulus of steel as 200 gigapascal, and we have to use virtual work principle. Now the principle is very simple and the steps are very simple. First, what I have to do is I have to take the truss, remove this external load, put 1 kilonewton at point A in the downward direction, or I can say in the vertical direction. Now why I have to put a downward force only, why not horizontal, is they have asked us to find vertical displacement of joint A. So first I have to remove this external load, put 1 kilonewton downward force at A and analyze this truss by method of joints. Find the force in each and every member of the truss and note down them. Second step, what I have to do is, now I will remove that 1 kilonewton. So I will apply this 5 kilonewton which is there already, and I will analyze this truss by method of joints. Find the forces in each and every member, note down them. And we have made one table in the previous example. Such similar type of a table once again we will do, and we'll calculate the summation of all the things. We'll apply that virtual work principle equation, and finally we'll find the vertical deflection at joint A. So let us friend next we'll start with our calculation. First, what I will do, I will draw this truss with 1 kilonewton downward force. Okay, now I have drawn the same truss with the 1 kilonewton of vertical load at joint A, and I will try to find what are the forces in the each and every member of the truss, and I will call all those forces as, say, virtual forces. Now before that, you can calculate this angle. So this angle is coming out to be 53.13 degrees. Okay, you can use the tan rule to calculate that angle. So now let us start with joint A now and draw the free body diagram of joint A. Okay, so I've drawn the free body diagram of joint A. Let me assume some force in this member AD and some force in the member AB. So force in the member AD and AB, initially I have assumed both of them as tension, and final answers will tell me whether my assumptions are correct or not. So first let me start with the first equilibrium equation. There is summation of Fy equal to 0, taking all the upward forces as positive. So when I do that, FAB is inclined one, so I will have the I should consider the resolution. So this will have a vertical component upward, and it will have a horizontal component like this. So I can write the summation of Fy equal to 0 equilibrium equation. So when I do that, I will get something like this. So this 1 is downward, so I should write -1 plus FAB sine of 53.13. No any other force in the vertical direction, so equate it to 0. So I will get the value of FAB as plus 1.25 kilonewton. Since I'm getting a positive value and my assumption was tension in the member AB, so my assumption is correct. So it is having a tensile force. Now let me apply the another equilibrium equation. Summation of Fx equal to 0, taking sign convention something like this. So this FAB will be positive, so I should write it as FAB cos of 53.13 plus FAD, no any other force in the x direction or horizontal direction, I should equate it to 0. I already know the value of FAB, so when I substitute the value of FAB in this equation, I can get the value of FAD. So I am getting value of FAD as minus 0.75 kilonewton. Now you can see you're getting minus. It means your assumption of tension in the member AD is wrong. Instead it is compression. So I should write it as FAD is equal to 0.75 kilonewtons compression. So let me just write the nature of force and the value of force in this truss diagram. So just let me write them. Okay, so AB is having a tensile force, so arrow should be away from the joint, and AD is having a compressive, so arrow should be towards the joint. So AB is 1.25 kilonewtons and this is 0.75 kilonewtons. So I can write the unit also here. Okay, now I have found the force in these two members. Now I can easily go to joint B, where actually 3 members are meeting, but out of 3 members I already know the force in the member AB, and I can calculate the force in other 2 members. So let me draw the free body diagram of joint B. Okay, I have drawn the free body diagram of joint B. So the force in the member AB is already known to me, which is tensile of 1.25 kilonewton, and force in the member BC I am assuming tension, and force in the member BD I am assuming it as compression. So these angles I will call them as theta, and both of them are equal to the value of 53.13. So let me start with applying the equilibrium equations. So I will try to apply a summation of Fx equal to 0, taking forces in this direction as positive. So I can write an equation as FBC minus, that is, this is FBC minus, because this component will be having component like this, and this will be having the component like this. So this is FAB component and this is FBD component. So FAB will be FBC minus FAB cos of 53.13, similarly minus FBD cos of 53.13 equal to 0. No any other force is there in the horizontal direction, so I can write that. So what I will do, I will call this as equation 1, because 2 unknowns are there in this equation. FAB is already known to me, I can substitute the value of that. So FBC is also unknown and FBD is also unknown. So let me apply another equilibrium equation and I can check whether I can get any one of those values. So summation of Fy equal to 0, taking upward forces as positive. So when I do that, so this will be having a downward force component and this will be having a upward component. So I can write it as minus FAB, but FAB is already known to me, so minus 1.25 into sine of 53.13, okay, plus FBD sine of 53.13. No any other force is there, I can equate it to 0. So I can solve this, I can get the value of FBD as 1.25 kilonewtons, and I'm getting a positive value. It means FBD, I had assumed it as compression and it is compression. And I can substitute the value of FBD in equation 1 and I can get the value of FBC as 1.5 kilonewtons. That also I'm getting a positive value. It means FBC, I had assumed it as tension, so it is tensile. So let me just mark these forces in my main truss. Okay, yes. So this is tensile of 1.5 kilonewtons, and this is compression of 1.25 kilonewtons. So now I know forces in all the members of the truss. Now my next task will be, so these are all actually called the virtual forces. Now my next task will be to actually find real forces. Now what do you mean by real forces is, real forces are nothing but the force in the members of the truss because of this actual 5 kilonewtons. Now here once again what you can do, you can take each and every joint and draw the free body diagram and calculate the forces in the members. But now here by examination or by inspection I can easily say that for 1 kilonewton these are the forces in the member, and in the same direction at the same point I am applying 5 kilonewton. Now why can't I multiply all the forces or all these forces by 5 to get the real forces? I hope you understood what I mean to say. I mean to say that I am applying at A 1 kilonewton in the downward direction, and these are my member forces. Now why can't I multiply all these forces by 5? Because that 5 kilonewton is also at point A and it is also applied in the downward direction. So I can easily do that and I can get the values without even calculating the things. You can do like this also in the exams, no problem will be there. So I can write the values here. I'm just multiplying all these forces by 5, and nature of force will remain same. Of course it will remain same, it will not change. So the force in the member AB, virtual force was 1.25 kilonewtons, because that it means that because of 1 kilonewton it was 1.25 kilonewton. So because of 5 kilonewton it will be 1.25 multiplied by 5, and that will be tension. So this will be 6.25 kilonewtons. Similarly I will write down all the forces, all the other forces. Okay, now all these are called the real forces and all these are virtual forces. Now what I will do, I will summarize the real and the virtual forces in a tabular format, which how I did in the previous example, so that it will be easy for me to do the calculations. Okay, so I have summarized the values of virtual forces and the real forces and length of each and every member of the truss, and multiplication of delta Fi times Fi times Li, that is multiplication of virtual forces, real forces and length of every member. Now I have made the summation of that, so I am getting this as 64.375 so, and its value will be actually kilonewton square times meter. So I know this equation, that is 1 times delta F, that is delta F at A in our case, that is vertical deflection at A, equal to summation of delta Fi times Li divided by A and E. So let me just substitute them here. So 1 times the vertical deflection at A is equal to 64.375. Let me just write it in terms of newtons. 10 raised to 3 Newton square meter divided by, so A is actually given as, let me check, 600 millimeter square, and E is 200 gigapascal. So let me just represent A in terms of meter square. So 0.6 times 10 raised to minus 3. Okay, so this is in terms of meter square multiplied by, this also I will represent in terms of Newton meter square, 200 gigapascal it is given. So 200 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. So this one is actually in kilonewtons. So this also I will take in terms of newtons. So 1 into 10 raised to 3. So when I just solve this, I will get the value of delta F that is vertical deflection at A. I will write in terms of millimeters now so that it will be easy for us to read. 0.536 millimeters. Since we are getting in the positive sense, it means it is in the downward direction. So this is how I can calculate the vertical deflection at A using the virtual work principle. So friends, the principle is very simple. You have to do the analysis of truss twice, one for the virtual forces and one for the real forces. Summarize them in this form of the table. So write the virtual work principle equation, substitute all the values, and you can get the value of the vertical deflection. Now the one thing what you have to remember here is the units are very important. So up to this point you can do it very easily, but after that if you take care of the units properly, you will get the correct answers. One small mistake in terms of units will actually change your value and you may end up with the wrong result. So friends, we'll see some more examples in the next videos. Till then, thank you. Bye.